Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Split Screen channel. My name is Sadbig. I will be the host of today's video. Today, I've got an interesting one for you guys. I decided to record one of my prop hunt games. I only recorded it when it got fairly sweaty. I recorded it, and I wanted to show you guys some of the more minute things that you might not think about when you're watching a prop hunt game. So yeah, I just decided to break some stuff down to kind of break down my reasoning. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This will probably be the first of many kinds of videos like this, whether from me or Fox. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so I realize I'm gonna get pushed from stairs here, so I try to path onto these wood blocks right here, and I do end up having to stun this guy right here because I'm almost positive he was going to hit me, but somebody actually crosses paths with me, and somebody's already chasing him, so thankfully he gets hit. I don't, but I opt to drop low because if I don't, then the guy's gonna hit me. And so I need to find a way to get up here as soon as possible. Thankfully I had a prop placed on the side, so I'm able to jump up there, and I kind of have an extra life now. I'm going to take this free space up here on around the spawn, and I'm going to actually track behind this guy because I know that he won't check behind him, and there's nobody behind me. So I kind of take it a little bit slower here, and am able to reset into the short position on these crafting tables. I kind of want to jump in here for a second and emphasize how important this position is here. I call it short. This being short, these crafting tables, this is a really good position because from here you can do a lot of things. Such a versatile position. You can jump up here onto these wood blocks. You see me do that probably the most in this video, and then you come over here and do pretty much go wherever you want. You could also, go back up here if you get pushed from that side, from where those coal blocks are. If you get pushed, you can come over here as long as there's nobody over here. You could even, you can even drop low and do something like this. There's a lot of different options that you have in this position. Even something as simple as jumping from there to there. You might lose a seeker who tries to do it behind you. You might not even get recognized by a seeker if they're coming up here and you've already made the jump. But yeah, so from there, there's just so much that you can do in that position, and that's why you see me try to hold that position for most of the game. All right, so after this, I realize I'm gonna get pushed from stairs, so I kind of make the decision to run the same route that I was just talking about, and kind of stay here for a little bit. I want to see what the other players are doing. I don't really have any pressure on myself to move just yet, but I realize somebody's probably going to push from mid, so I run where there's nobody else. So far this isn't a very stacked lobby yet. It's only 7 seekers so far. It's not too hard right now. You can kind of stay where you're at, and if you get pushed, just relocate. So at this point I realize that guy that just came up the stairs is going to chase me. And a very important rule of thumb that I've learned is if you think somebody sees you, they probably have. So I just kind of book it here with no real goal in mind. There are some players in mid, and one of them obviously sees me right here, so I run past them real quick, get a little bit of space on him, wrap around this coal block. When you look at F5, it looks like he thinks I drop because I think he drops, or he looks down, he doesn't see me. But by this point, I've already ran the route that I mentioned earlier. Now it is kind of unlucky here because I end up dropping to the side, and he thinks I've gone this way originally, but he just now picks up on that. So he sees me, and I actually make a mistake here. I mean to stun there, but for some reason I guess it just doesn't go through. So I end up taking a heart there, but I can just run straight on and kind of ignore that guy that's marking his props down there. So I get away fairly smooth, and I kind of realize I don't really have anybody on my tail at the moment. So it's back to taking the open space and capitalizing on it. So as I'm about to run and take that free space, I realize that somebody died. I kind of wait here for a second because I realize that if I go back, the other guy's gonna see me. But if I go forward into the guy that just spawned, obviously that's not good either. I kind of run here, and it turns out he's AFK. So since he's AFK, I just wrap around him. Thankfully, he was AFK. If he wasn't, I would have had to wait for him to make a move. But he was AFK, and I'm able to take some more free space up here. And I'm able to take the short position that I told you about that has a lot of versatility. So after a little bit of waiting, I think he's going to jump on me, but he actually fakes the jump down. I don't know if that was intentional or not. It probably wasn't, seeing he's network level 5. But he fakes the jump down. So I think, I'm just going to run past him even if he does jump. And I actually missed the jump there like I did earlier, which is kind of, a skill issue. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, so now I'm low. You never want to be on the low ground on these maps. You almost always want to have high ground. What happens here is really interesting. So you see me trying to jump up and then I fall back down. That's because the guy chasing me, if I go up, he should have a free hit on me because he has the momentum to follow me and then to hit me. So I decide to run, and I actually have one of my props placed in the corner back there, so I'm very easily able to click under it into the armor stand hitbox and select it. And now that pretty much was a get out of jail free card. And now I look in F5, I think they see me, but they don't. So I'm able to get away back to short and stall out a little bit more time. What happens here is really intriguing. So he starts shooting at me and I don't think he saw me, so I realize that right here that I'm marked, he's going to chase me. So there's a name tag above my name. Usually people will mark the props that they find suspicious, which the one in the corner that I took, he probably marked as suspicious. So I realize there's a name tag above my name. That same guy that you see chasing me, or that was chasing me, probably had the same thing. It is at this point that I realize I'm probably going to need to get a new prop, because if I'm marked by one, I need to pick up a new prop so that the name tag isn't still above my head. So I drop on that, which is kind of risky, but I know I have my stun, so I can just go back up. Now I run away, and I realize there's one behind me, and I think he sees me, so he tries to make the 5-block jump. He misses. And so I'm kind of, again, in a tight spot, but I'm waiting for people to make their moves. So one of them fell from mid. So I'm okay right here, and I realize, okay, short looks free, but it's not, because there's two people trying to climb up on the TNT. So that's unlucky, and then there's one more person behind me, and then there's one person there. So obviously a very sticky situation, but I'm able to get the stun off on those two people chasing me, and I'm able to path back into the two people going up the TNT, but I end up cutting back, making a jump, and just utilizing some of these harder jumps that people might not know in case they are still chasing me, which I am able to get away from pretty much everybody here except for one. And the only reason I go into this corner here is because I know that we have such limited time left, and I still have my stun. I can run out if I need to because nobody's swarming middle again. And Fox is able to lure him away from me because he's still on 3 hearts because he played a better game than I did. But yeah, so he's gone, and yeah, that's game over.